Good evening, everybody. Honey, how are y'all doing tonight? We've got another exciting race. In fact, the losers bracket finals of the Rocking to the Top Random Toolkit Azure Dreams Tournament. We'll be getting our runners ready and counted down in just a moment. I'm Lady Demi, and I'm by myself this evening, so you will have to keep me all the best of company. What we've got tonight, for those unaware, that cropping's going to have to get fixed, but I don't have nearly enough hands for that. That is a roguelike RPG for the PlayStation 1. It's got 40 floors of randomly generated towery goodness for all sorts of dungeon crawling. And we will have a random initial couple of items. A random starting monster with its spell unlocked, so it's possibly useful, we'll see. A random weapon, shield, and all of our other pieces of gear here. And they are off, or at least Reven is. I'm not sure what Septic's doing. There we go. Now, a lot of people want to see a killer as a starting monster. I'm not sure why. I think it's just what we want in general, rather than any specific gearing, but it is kind of a neat monster. It's a little bit neat. And that would be is that a flame? It's a flame, which is not the most exciting starting monster of the bunch. It is more or less the vanilla monster, except a little bit worse in a lot of ways. On the other hand, it could be a different element. We haven't seen that for sure just yet. And that element's gonna make a pretty significant play difference, and it is a water flame with a nice, pretty blue aesthetic. That's a pretty neat thing, and it will make those initial floors, it'll make a second floor rather, a little bit easier because flames are the most threatening things, but after that, the first couple of floors are going to be a bit weird, and there's a snowman in the egg. That does have its own innate spell, but that spell might not be as desirable for mixture magic as the flame spell. I do not recall off the top of my head, but it looks like we're seeing Reven get them both out immediately. They're both water elemental, and that could have gone very bad for Septic. Starting in a trap room, these are seated towers, and so they will be running pretty much the same adventure. We now have a snowman with that flames mixture magic, but there's now a small problem on Reven's side. And that is that he's going to be switching between the two mixture magics more or less at random unless he specifically calls them. And that might be why Septic isn't immediately launching into. That is a good point. Reven did switch colors. It could also be to switch AIs, because the blue collar and the red collar have slightly different starting AI setups, which, admittedly, he could have also switched AI. That could just be for his own tidiness sake. Either way, we could see Septic trying to get some EXP onto that mixture magic, so that the flames, like basic sword mixture magic, is the one it's using, because that's a solid bread and butter. It boosts your attack by an amount. It uses your sword and weapon. This has not been a generous first floor. Meanwhile, I am going to see if we can't fix the cropping thing on the... Yep, okay. Okay, looks like that is on the way. And in a moment, I will be joined by Chai, which will make this significantly easier because there's a lot going on. Well, Ashmedai, it is true that the starting monsters element impacts all the other monsters elements of that type. However, it doesn't impact their color palette. The only monster whose color palette changes based on its element is your monsters. So we won't be seeing that visually. Visually, it's just a thing we will have to know, but that also is true, and we will be seeing... Honestly, we're not that likely to be seeing the new mixture magic that the Flames have, the water elemental version of their own spell, but it's not the most special thing in the world. Alright, there we go. Nina Sled, there we have it. So there's that. It's the same as it usually is, except water, which is to say it's a direct damage spell. There are monsters where unlocking its starting spell really changes how likely it is to snipe you, or what sniping you looks like. But this isn't one of those times. Except, man, we're seeing a lot of flame snipes. Funny that. That they could use it at range, but in this case mostly seem to not be. Oh, it looks like I did miss the point where Septic fused the Flame and Snowman together. In this case, going with the Flame as the primary monster, the Aqua Blade is a pretty nice mixture magic, 2 hits, which use different damage formula. Specifically, the first hit is a direct attack using just your melee stats, and the second is just a spell using spell level as its core thing. Which is, well, maybe it's the other way around. Pretty in that regard, but both of those things in one order or another. Aqua Sword, meanwhile, is your standard bread and butter. It's more or less the same thing as your starting familiar, but blue. And oh no! Did Septic accidentally knock himself out, or did the other Flame do that? Either way, that's a sad fast start. But that is how Azure Dreams is sometimes, and I think Reven just automatically takes it. Yep. So we'll get set up for round 2. We won't be seeing these monsters for very long. Okay. Next up, we will be having them reset and go again because, as you can see, Azure Dreams is brutal, nasty, and short, to paraphrase. I think Locke, but maybe Rousseau. Or was that Hobbes? I feel like it might have been Hobbes, if only because I seem to associate that quote with Calvin and Hobbes in a weird way. But either way, soon it will be time to reset. Azure Dreams can be very, very, very nasty, brutish, and short. I have seen races, 4-man races, where the highest floor among all of the runners was a 3. I have seen it and I have lived it. Oh wait, it's not the most fun outcome. But it does happen. So I know that. So our previous predictions probably stand. I think Wugga still wants a killer. I'm feeling What am I feeling?
Hello, hello.
True. Yeah. Hello, Chai. Thank you for joining on such short notice.
It seems that like I'm here like 10 minutes late and game one is already done. That's unexpected.
Yep.
I'll still need to like take a 1 minute break in like 5-6 minutes, but I'll let you know when that happens. In the meantime, I'll try to help
Okay.
as much as I can. It looks like we already have everything fixed with the layout, right?
Mm-hmm.
Audio is correct as well. So
Barong would be a fun one. I like Barong because it gives you choices. You have to make the decision about whether it's a gachapon, or whether it's a familiar, which also means I want it as the starter so the spells unlock.
I fully
That's
agree. Barong
important.
gives you choices, and that's what we usually want to see. We want to see how the runners tackle the same situations differently. Many situations are more or less so obvious how to tackle them that both of them will do exactly the same thing. But Barong provides so much randomization here that, yeah, this is something that will differ from players to players. We've got players in this tournament, or we've had players in this tournament who would like spend even 10 minutes playing with the Barong, hoping for the one golden fruit. And we've got some that
Well,
would
it's
totally
still
not
red.
bother.
It's still red.
Red
All
but
the fruits
golden.
are red except for the blue one.
Exactly. Which I don't know whether everybody knows that, but there is a red version of the Olim fruit. It's in the game.
Mm-hmm. I have heard tell of this legendary red Olim.
Yeah. Okay. So we've
Wugga
got
has switched to idea to a clown and a Cunegg. That's an interesting one. They're both very solid monsters. That would be, again, some solid choices. Though I think what you'd probably see is some sort of fusion.
Yeah, I think Clown would be way too easy for these runners. These are so good runners, even though game one may not have shown that with Septic dying already on floor 3, but these runners are so good that I want to like give them something tough to play with, like a Palompa.
Palumpa noise.
Oh yeah, perfect combination. Actually, we haven't seen that much noise in the tournament, and from what I hear, noise can be quite a toughie. So yeah, that would be interesting.
No noise, no funk. Okay, let's get the runners counted down.
Okay, please do that, Dema. So we will know soon enough what's going to happen in this seat, what's going to be a starter. The usual, I would love to see Killer, but again, these runners are so good that maybe Killer is too good for them. So yeah.
Ask, why all the killer love lately?
Because Killer has not been, I think, shown in any of the tournaments so far, and Killer is so specific that it has such high attack power that it's really fun to watch in like early floors where everything died from one hit from the Killer. And when it doesn't die from one hit, you can always get serious, and then it will.
True, killers do have the ability to boost up their crit rate pretty high, and that's fun.
Oh yeah.
Admittedly, it is an ability entirely replaceable by occasionally random fruit, but sometimes you don't want things to be random.
Exactly. I think Get Serious makes it so that like the killer has the guaranteed 100% crit hit. Killer on its own has a higher crit rate, like a limit fruit. But if you use Get Serious, you get
Metal,
the crit
that's
hit.
interesting.
Metal. Okay, I know
Metal,
that.
that's the evolved form of a block. It's got a double defense growth. So even if they decide not to use that directly, whatever is in the egg might benefit a lot from that. This is a good one for them.
Yeah, for sure. I know that Reven really likes metal. If they find some items to restore the defense of that familiar, they'll be like definitely having lots of fun in the tower, because then they will be able to tank lots of hits. But this is the moment when I
Woo.
need to take like 1 minute break. So be back in a
Okay.
second, Dema.
They will be hatching that egg. Probably it's an evolved form of a monster or a cube. It's something which does not normally have an egg, and so the egg's name isn't there to be randomized. It's a Batno. That's gotta make Reven happy. Reven loves a Batno. No, it is even his avatar. I suspect we will see that Batno in just a moment and see that metal fused into it, and it will become a punchy tank. Yeah, there we go. I imagine that there we have it.
Do I see a Batnel? Woohoo!
We do see a Batno.
Oh yeah! Did you already say that Batnel is the favorite monster of Reven?
Oh, I did in fact. Oh, but it decided to use its spell right out of the gate. That is that blue collar AI kicking in. Yeah, I'm not sure either. I think it leaves things a little bit open-ended and unpredictable in ways that maybe aren't ideal. And so we see, I think Septic is still waiting a second or two to do that fusion.
Yeah, I think he wants to make it so that the level of the spell is different. He already has two of Batnel, but I don't know, maybe he's just waiting for something else. Because, to be honest,
I think that is...
Batnel is so great that they don't really need a fusion. And especially, like Puga mentions, they've got Streamwand as well. What else do you need?
Yeah, that is a solid setup for a lot of good fun. And Batnel, at this point, that Batnel is going to have a lot of fun options. The unfortunate thing about metals and its special ability in this specific context, however, is that while the max defense of the monster will go up at twice speed with levels, there's that Aqua Wheel, that is the mixture magic of the block or the metal. Both, I suppose. But it is the result of immediately going for the fusion as opposed to waiting a second. Actually, now that I think about it, what Septic might be thinking about in terms of delaying the fusion or just not doing it entirely, I don't know how the thing I was about to talk about with the doubled defense growing as doubled max defense, not doubled current defense, as it were. How that plays out when the ability is gained via fusion at a higher level.
I still think that it's not gonna give you the double at the current moment. It's just gonna double your max, but your current will not be touched at all. So I don't think that this is what Septic would be thinking, unless he thinks that this is the case, and then he will be disappointed.
Okay, glad I asked. It's one of those edge cases that you don't really think about, because if you're playing vanilla, if you're playing casually, you're oh right, Aqua Wheel, that hits everything in the room, and that's pretty neat, but it doesn't take advantage of the Stream Wand.
No, it doesn't, but it's so powerful on its own that actually I do agree with Reven having that spell in its arsenal in case he's got many monsters to deal with.
Oh, absolutely.
It's just that, like Puga said, maybe it's too early, because now you have to shuffle between mixture magic when you want to do normal sword mixture magic, like Reven has to do right now. So it's like, that's always a small time.
It's just a little bit more menuing that isn't strictly necessary.
Exactly. And as for the corner cases, I don't know whether we've got Keith in the chat. He usually is here around, but he's in Europe, I think. I think in Belgium. And maybe it's too late for him to watch it, but yeah, he knows all the corner cases. So in case of corner cases, we should always ask Keith. But thinking what is happening on the screen right now. Septic. Okay, Septic is now going for the fusion. And yeah, we think that this defense will not be affected. It will still be decreased, and max has been increased. But at least Septic doesn't have to shuffle between mixture magic whenever he wants to use sword mixture magic. His second magic, Lebind, is now 3 levels behind, but his monster level is 4, and as long as the spell level is below the monster level, the growth rate will actually be doubled. So next time Septic gets a level with Batnel, it will be level 5. His Lebind spell will go to level 3, so he will catch up. And the power of the Lebind spell is purely decided by the level of the spell, so he definitely wants to have it leveled up.
That makes sense. Oh, we're also seeing the Battle do a little bit of boxing.
Oh yeah.
I love that it has boxing gloves. I don't know why it has boxing gloves, but I like it.
Right? Kangaroos like portrait.
Kind of? It's not quite like a kangaroo, but I can see where that makes sense.
If mules are horses, then definitely this is a kangaroo, because it's well-known fact, right? That
oh, look at that! The world's kindest warp tribe. Oh, that's not great. Less than ideal.
Oh, that's absolutely horrible. Okay, Septic still has a blinder ball that is useful. At least now I think that Batnel will not run away, because whenever it has a target, it will attack, right?
Probably. This is so weird.
That's an interesting option, like give it double speed so that it can have a chance to attack. But
is it vanishing on its animations? But it's running into problems. Don't think that approach is all that workable.
It's faster than light, so it disappears.
I guess that must be the case.
Medicinal herb goes to Batnel, yeah?
Yeah, this is a situation here. We'll see how Reven deals with it in just a second. Oh, it would have been nice if that worked.
Yeah, it will not work unless it's a fire monster, right? That's how elemental bind works.
Oh, right. Hey, that's a pain. I dislike elemental bind, but it's possible we find that in the walls.
Oh, and
in spell walls.
Trapped as Septic, but luckily for him, it was already after the Manoiva's weekend, and it was also Code that got confused rather than Batnel. So Batnel was able to quickly dispose of the Manoiva, and Reven was able to recover.
Happy ending. But that could have been a mess, and Reven probably won't know how well that worked out for Reven.
And Septic actually lost lots of time on that one, and that allowed him to take the lead.
Yep.
What happened to the Batnel for Septic? It's not dead, right?
No, he just put it away because it was confused.
Oh, okay. Oh, it's still confused.
Mm-hmm. I'm not sure I'd want to take it out when there's no time to heal it up. Because there we go, okay.
That's good.
That ended up working out alright for everyone involved.
Yeah, and luckily for Septic, his monster lives. It would have been a very big blow to him if Batnel died. Septic is really good at playing commando without the familiar, but this inventory that he has right now is not that great. It would definitely be beneficial to Reven. He would have much higher hand here.
Yeah, Reven also has some nice extras in the inventory, and that could have some good potential in terms of what could be in that egg. That could be, and I think the highlights there are the U-boat, which has a scouting ability, and the Clown, which has some fun range mixture magic, doubled spell levels. It's just sort of neat. I don't think that Reven would go with that, but it is, or at least not right away, but it is neat.
Oh yeah, definitely. I think in this case Reven would be hoping more for a U-boat because Batnel is already such a great monster that you don't need another powerful one like Clown. So I think that would be the preferred choice here. Reven is going for a little bit of hoping for good luck, but it didn't work out. He was trying to leave that Clown, but then Leather Shield at work let him dodge that one hit, and now I think he's in a quite good situation.
Meanwhile, Septic has overtaken with some good elevator luck while we weren't looking.
Oh yeah, definitely. So luckily for Septic, he went left when Reven went right on floor 9, and there we are.
This is gonna be some nice floors for exploring because most of these monsters are fire elemental, and that plays well against their water bat and their stream wand. It's just like the ideal situation to maybe heal up, get some levels, get their bearings, fill up any inventory spaces that have alright items but not great ones, hopefully with some good ones.
I think Septic forgot that he's got an AoE spell because he's still using sword mixture magic, where he definitely should use AoE. He must have.
Yeah, this is a messy rub. That's cute.
Yeah.
The troll hitting the griffin is cute.
One important thing to mention here. They're already a little bit under leveled, not so much. You can easily catch up on these floors. But the thing is that they don't really have any attacking spell ball. So without attacking spell ball, the only way to kill the monsters that they have from which they will gain experience is to actually fight and kill the monsters. These, like Lady Demon mentioned, are fire floors. We've got quite an advantage here, especially with our stream one. And you do want to get at least level 9, 10 before you get to the higher floors where you probably wouldn't be able to fight very easily. So yeah, I think they will try to get at least level 8, 9 probably, on floor 12, because once they start seeing Garudas, it will be quite tough for them to do anything.
Yeah, they don't really have anything to deal with a strong wind type monsters, and while it's fairly ordinary to think of them as not the most intimidating monsters in the world, that's because you usually have fire options.
Did you see, Lady Dema? Septic special didn't work on Septic.
Yeah, lucked out in regards to that paralysis trap, which can so often go wrong for Septic in particular.
I don't know whether we have seen it properly, but Reven, Septic, before hitting that trap that didn't work, did actually very neat manipulation with that Kraken. That Kraken was aggroed on Ko, but there was a certain specific order in the turn order list there, which allowed Septic to use a certain exploit to make it so that that Kraken would lose a turn. He was able to create a distance from the Kraken, and the moment he created a distance, Kraken lost aggro, Kraken went away. That was a really nice show of knowledge from Septic.
Yeah, that's really good, and it's going to become increasingly important to have tricks like that in your bag as you go up to these higher floors, because actually fighting is going to become just increasingly outclassed. Yes, by just everything. Ko is the weakest creature in the tower.
Definitely,
It's not even close.
Probably the most versatile, right? Because it can use spell balls, it can do so many things.
True, true.
But
it does have opposable thumbs.
On its own, Ko is hopeless.
We're seeing Reven use that Aqua Wheel spell. Again, not as immediately room clearing as it was before, and that is partially just a matter of level. Well, but it looks like it'll also help that situation quite a bit.
Oh yeah, definitely. Disposing of 2 of the monsters immediately and weakening the other one so that you can kill it in the next turn. That's exactly what Aqua Wheel is for. So it's good for Reven that he remembers that he has the spell. There was another reason why they did the fusion. We were talking about the double defense. The problem is that it's just double max defense. They do need an item to recover the defense.
And it's a very rare one.
Yeah.
In fact, we're probably... Well, okay, there are a couple of very rare ones. We're probably not going to see it because Azure Dreams does not care about what you need. It's going to give you what it wants to give you.
While we were
such as the tower.
Septic's battle is done for. He was fighting both Kano and the Griffin, and the Griffin, who is a very trigger-happy monster, decided to use its spell. And that finished the battle. Reven is now in a really good situation. He actually takes the lead while Septic is fighting through floor 13.
That will give Reven a lot of ability to move much further, though it's hard to say whether he'll be necessarily moving faster as such. Going commando means you try and avoid fights, and avoiding fights is pretty much the best way to go very fast.
And I like how Reven is going with the pickups that, he attempts the pickup, if he fails it, he loses HP, but then immediately commands his Batmel to heal him, just in case he fails again, so that he can have sort of infinite amount of pickups, because he will always recover the HP that he's losing with the hit. That is really nice strategy for him.
Yeah, that's a really good bit of thinking about it in advance, which is good, because those Gerudos would otherwise take him down in just a handful of hits.
Yeah, and that is one of the strategies possible. Really thanks to the fact that it is a Batmel, because Batmel has quote-unquote infinite MP thanks to the fact that it is eating herbs and seeds, recovering 50 MP. So yeah, that is one nice strategy that I don't think that we've seen being used very often.
We do see on Septic side just how much suddenly going familiarless can affect one's overall run speed. Those couple of floors were blink and you miss them.
The thing is that as long as nothing bad happens, Septic probably will be going faster. But the moment there are struggles, I don't think that it will be fun time for Septic. Again,
that inventory is not kind.
Oh yeah, Blinder Ball still 3 charges, so that's okay. That's a nice thing. You can get rid sort of 3 monsters, but that's it. 3 monsters and then you're done for. While Reven has pretty much infinite amount of resources in form of his Battle.
Right, that Battle can slice, dice, and make julienne fries. It heals, it attacks, it does mixture magic.
Oh yeah, definitely super versatile monster, especially with the heal. Fun fact about the heal, I don't know whether Lady Dema you knew about it, I have actually checked it recently. As you know, there are 3 elements in this game, like fire, water, and wind. Battle is naturally water, and its spell, the heal, is also water. But you can change that element of the battle, and the spell element of the heal will change as well. Do you know?
Oh, that's interesting. Does it work the other way? Does it work the way I imagine it would, in which its impact is affected by shields that might be of elemental nature?
No, not really. It's
Oh,
an element of
I
the
was hoping.
But the question is, do you know which is the most powerful of the heals out of 3 elements?
I do not.
So originally when they
that's
start, it's water. But if you can get fire version spell to level 180, which you cannot, but if you could, then the fire version would be most powerful. Fun little.
so how. So at no other point is it the most powerful? Is that what I'm hearing?
Yes, in the normal levels which you can gain, the maximum one is 99. The most powerful will be water still, if I recall right, because they sort of work this way, that like the starting power of water is the highest, but the growth is the lowest out of 3 elements. Fire is the weakest as a starter, but the growth is the highest. So the higher the level, the more powerful the fire version becomes, right? So that's pretty much the situation.
Okay, that makes sense. It's kind of. Azure Dreams, a perfectly programmed game with absolutely no issues, problems, or weirdness.
No weirdness at all. I've never seen anything weird in this game, ever.
By the way, the Septic had and then lost, and we'll just keep losing, one of the couple of items that could restore or the double defense of the Batnel if he had one. Oh, and there goes that Winder Ball. That's sad.
Was it Cure All? I haven't seen it.
Water Crystal.
Oh, Water Crystal. And Reven never found it?
I don't know if Reven has been to that floor yet. I'm not sure where Septic found it, basically. Oh. So it could be on a section that Reven will find. But there's not a lot of space left for that to happen.
This is a moment, Reven, when you gotta use that Leva Fruit. Leva Fruit normally has very niche usage in the game, like that is beneficial to you. But one of the usages can be throwing Leva Fruit and a picket, and then it considers, okay, I'm happy, I have an item in my possession, I don't need to steal anything from you, I'm going away.
Otherwise, it's gonna get messy. Death by 1,000 paper cuts, and pickets are pretty weak monsters. Seeing them deal 3 or 4 damage due to element and shield, and the leather shield not providing a whole lot of defense. Ooh, that always hurts.
And yeah, definitely Reven has lost quite much time there. There is not that much difference between 2 runners, only 1 floor. Again, if Septic doesn't find that many struggles, he will probably...
Oh, could that be that water crystal? There's that Leva Fruit.
Oh, there you go, yeah. And there is some crystal. No, that's only...
sad. I'm not sure why I'm so fixated on seeing Batnel become the tanky creature it was fused to be, but I want it.
Oh yeah, I fully agree. Always better to have high defense than not. And now we can see on SepticTank's side that he's got some good elevator lag. He's finding elevators quickly or even spawning into them. Having such good elevator lag usually benefits the one who is in the lead, like Septic is right now. So yeah, that's good for Septic. A little bit bad for Reven, but Reven has 1 point, Septic doesn't. This is best of 3. If Reven wins this game, that's it. That's it for Septic. So we do want to see game number 3. So maybe a little bit, more cheering towards Septic this time.
We're really rooting for game 3 is what we're rooting for.
Exactly.
Also, that did not quite work the way Septic, I think, wanted it to work. Maybe? Oh, no, the menuing was weird. Dreamin' egg, just a dreamin'.
Oh, just a dreamer. Pule is here. Pule makes dreaming into MVPs.
That is true. Dreamin', any monster has a purpose somewhere. You just have to find it, though some have more purpose than others.
So we know that this egg is a dreaming, and Septic can use this egg as something to bait vipers in the room. But oh, he was able to find restore scroll. Was it so?
Oh, excellent.
That is nice. So suddenly Septic is in a really good position.
Yeah, suddenly Septic is in a really great position and hasn't gained too many levels. Well, so that's still competitive. We've seen them both use that Dreamin' Egg to get that Viper, get Vipers in general into better positions. And there is a Water Crystal. We're gonna see a tanky baby.
Oh yeah, definitely. If I was Septic, I would probably have lured one of the Vipers with the egg just to kill it, because again, Septic is so underleveled that it probably would benefit him if he could get a level or two. And yeah, there you go. That's exactly what he's doing right now.
He can't hear you. You just transmitted your thoughts to him through the morphogenetic field, or whatever.
I think Septic is just such a good player that he knew better than I do what needs to be done.
Also very possible.
Uh-oh, Septic.
The Dreamin' got eaten, and that means its power as bait is non-existent until he can get it back. And oh no!
Oh, that was a miscalculation by Septic. And
that is the downside of monsters with healing magic. They will sometimes decide they want to use it, and sometimes that will go very bad. Meanwhile, Reven getting hit with the septic special for a bit.
Luckily,
paralysis trap could go bad. And oh dear, this is not a good scenario. Does Septic have anything that can help him here?
Run away and hope for the elevator.
Yeah, I think that's what there is.
Okay, there's still some blinder ball usage here.
Very good. Letting that pass on by. It will keep walking. But this is a tough situation, and now Septic has to dodge for all he is worth.
Yeah, like he had a lead, like around 2-floor lead, then he found a restore scroll. That was a perfect situation, and now he pretty much lost the lead completely and is having really bad time. Pincered by monsters from both sides, and let's see what he will do. Okay, Mahel, that works.
That makes sense.
Okay.
Oh, that was weird.
What do you do, Septic? Okay, this works. Blinder and you run away?
Maybe.
Oh no, he's still going for a pickup. He knows that he doesn't have that many resources. He needs to conserve them to an extent.
Also, yeah, Camp Blinder Unicorn.
Oh, yeah.
They are blind immune because they are natural blinders.
Completely forgot about that one. Yeah, there you go. Quite a tough floor for both of the runners. They are having...
Yeah, this one is both very complex and very messy. Oh, we see Reven using that healing mixture magic in a way that doesn't mean he's just healing to lose it immediately.
And there you go. Reven takes the lead. Now, he is in a bit better situation. Although that room is not fun.
No, that room is not fun. But
well, yeah.
It'll be not fun for both runners, and Reven is unquestionably in better state to escape it.
Oh yeah, Septic will.
Oh, and Septic goes down. That is the end. And folks, Septic is out of the tournament, and Reven takes game, set, and match. We might see a friendly third, we might not.
So that's quite a revenge that Reven was able to get. Reven was actually put into loser's bracket by Septic in his, I think, third match. So yeah, Reven was able to successfully win back this match, and he's the one now who will face Wuga in the big finals.
And that'll be exciting.
Oh yeah, that's
getting to see. That is a match. While we're here, I think I should also mention that later this week, this Saturday, because scheduling this match meant it was more or less the only match to schedule this week, we decided to put on a little showcase of one of our other categories. So this Saturday we will be having an Azure Dreams bookless showcase. That will be fun. If you don't want to miss it and want to see more, check out our Discord while we see if there is a friendly third or anything else.
It really is. So our runners will be loading the third seat. We'll have that soon. And I think we'll see something special there, knowing these two runners.
Yeah! I would not be surprised. We see that a lot of friendly thirds are doing glitched entry and commando just for the fun of it. And just to show off, because it's a little bit of swag. It's also speed, which is unusual for swag, but because this is Azure Dreams, the trade-off is that it's much less reliable for a race generally. So being able to do commando really well, go familiarless, without that extra warm body and without that damage multiplier is pretty neat. It is a thing that really shows off a runner's skill in kind of the rawest and most immediate of ways.
So yeah, it's more or less confirmed now that we'll see something special in seed number 3. We'll still see the same game, but our runners will be making it harder on themselves.
Absolutely, like I said, and something special here is usually something too unreliable for regular tournaments, but for friendly thirds, why not? All stakes are off. Revenge has been had, and demons of tournament matches past have been sated with blood, or whatever. And that means that they're just here to have fun.
Oh yeah. So this would be the moment when we normally would ask the chat about the prediction, but I guess this time, unfortunately, it doesn't matter. Our runners will be skipping all of that. So they'll be doing something that we call commando. It's pretty much a standard any percent strategy where you're like omitting anything related to familiars and are just trying to beat the 40 floor tower as soon as possible, like mentioned during this last match. Going without familiar usually makes you faster, but right now this third match, it's not about anything. They're just playing for fun, so they don't care. They're just trying to have really nice time with the game that they like. So why not do something like that?
Yeah, do something crazy. And while we're thinking about it, you know what that opens up? A fun little thing in a way.
Tell me.
It's possible that that first monster lurks as a surprise for them.
Oh yeah.
Like, there's going to be a monster, or at least there could be a monster in the tower with an unknown element, and it's spell unlocked when it isn't normally. We see both of them going for the easier of the setups and ups, just clipping on past the bridge where Q normally waits to greet you. This is the way to get some of the fastest time, because you don't have to worry about yakety yak, which we admittedly automatically skip. So this is for nothing but.
Yeah, like Lady Demo mentioned, this match may be over also really quickly because of the fact that they absolutely have no
Earth Shield, that's not good. Wooden Wand is also not good.
Yeah,
the egg would probably be something neat enough, but the rest of it is unusable. But since you can't use it, it's just gonna get thrown to be a bomb.
Septic is pushing his lag, working with the Earth Shield. The thing is that, like, on level 1, if you hit a bomb trap while wearing an Earth Shield, you're dead. Dead immediately, no matter whether you've got max HP or not. But yeah, it's already okay, as long as he's got max HP. Okay,
right, we see Septic put that mirror shield on immediately. That's a comfort and might defend against whatever the mysterious first monster would have been. And the special surprise that I would love to see cause things to become difficult.
I'm so.
Oh, Wugga is saying that they missed a kid and an Astra. Oh, that's rough. This could have been a super generous seed, and they have refused all generosity.
Oh, thank you, Uga, for checking, because I was about to do it. I was like, oh, I don't want to know. But yeah, this means that like nothing in the tower will change regarding the monsters, because Kid is not a monster that is naturally met in the tower, so whatever changes are not affecting monsters in the tower, right?
I wanted a surprise. Well, still, I might take a swing at this seed after some time, then that sounds like fun. This sounds like a fun seed.
Oh yeah, it sounds like a murderous combo. But yeah.
Oh, and look, a Hazacker. That would be great for the Astra they're not hatching.
And the warp trap that doesn't really do anything right now. It's actually beneficial sometimes to them, because with that they can scout the floor a little bit faster. But yeah, they don't have any attacking spell ball, which are sort of mandatory whenever you're going commando, because you do need some levels. And again, just omitting the fight will not get you them. You need to be able to fight, at least in early floors, to get something to fight with later on.
Yeah, having some survivability is important.
Okay.
Sure, it's gonna be out. Oh, a restore scroll. That would be great for the. For all the things they're not using. Okay, I'm pleased. This is really fun again.
Yeah, but also the Reven just found the Noah Rise Ball. That's gonna be huge. That's a most powerful spell in the ball. Wind version, so water monsters will be fried with that.
Which will be great when they find some. Which is only like in a floor or two, so that's not a huge obstacle.
Yeah, so definitely they are covered at least for the early few floors. They also have Earth Shield for the next few floors whenever they start meeting those water monsters. So that will...
That's true. Well, I think a lot of us are skeptical of the Earth Shields for good reason. It's something of a fair weather friend. The weather's about to get really nice out
Okay.
for the Earth Shield.
Early Earth Shield, I definitely do like. I don't really care for it later because its usage is definitely much lower. But early on, you know, getting hit basically by half of the normal damage by a U-boat, tie me up.
This is its niche.
There is this problem that you probably should not walk around wearing the Earth Shield because of the problems that we mentioned earlier, mostly by the bomb trap, which is fire. But yeah, as long as you will take that short or small time loss of unequipping Earth Shield and equipping it whenever you need it, it's great. And one thing actually for Septic, he never found that Noah Rice Ball. So yes, he's ahead as compared to Reven. He went faster, but you could see how long did it take for him to kill that balloon. I think it was like 10 turns because the damage that he was doing was like 2, 3. He is doing no damage at all.
They haven't really found any particularly useful sword either.
Yeah.
This has not been... It's been very generous for lots of things that they don't have.
Yeah, and we can see right now that Earth Shield is used. Definitely that bloom hits for nothing, pretty much, at this state, compared to what it could. But for Septic, there was also a balloon coming. Balloon is a fire monster. Fire is strong against wind. So yeah, Septic had to take care of it. Luckily for him, he did have a Holy Scroll. So
we also see Reven using his Holy Scroll. That's some pretty intense situations on some pretty early floors when you're whipping out big guns like that. Oh, and he pops the balloon.
Oh. Body pooper.
Now I'm imagining a universe where, like, there is a squeaky voice side effect, and which is a squeaky voice portrait. I'm not sure what the squeaky voice portrait would look like, but I'm picturing it anyway.
Reven is hitting Chaos Trap. He's now confused. Does he have anything to deal with that flame? Luckily for him, he recovers in time. So he can walk away or go towards elevator. He will probably deal with that fire. Yeah, a flame. 2 more hits and he should be good. That's interesting that he's not using any weapon at all. He's just like heavy.
They haven't really gotten, like, the most they've gotten is wands and a gold sword, and neither of those are especially great, so I guess he's going with the sure thing.
True, that makes sense because like having this plus attack 1 already on these floors in the tower, it's not that great. It's not gonna increase the damage that much. Of course, it's beneficial, but nothing that would make such a big difference.
Right, it's probably all better off thrown directly into monsters' faces.
I think we have seen that. That's why Reven doesn't have his wand anymore. He probably has thrown it at something.
That is in fact exactly what he did. The trap scroll. It's sure an item.
It is an item. That's all I can say about it.
Yep. You know what they say, if you can't say anything nice, don't say anything at all. That is what I've got to say about the trap scroll. Also, some really good movement on Septic to, like, even momentarily not get quite as badly hampered by this horde at his heels.
Oh,
and there goes the Astra.
Reven now knows what that egg was. He's probably very happy. But he's getting a replacement egg for it. I don't know actually what kind of rules they've set on this commando run, whether they're allowed to hatch eggs that they find in the tower. I presume not, so we will never ever see anyone hatching the egg, even though this could be like quite beneficial, like we mentioned earlier. It could be a clown or it could be a U-boat.
Mhm.
U-boat is especially beneficial in case of a commando race because that's free star glasses. Well, almost free.
Oh, mirror shield putting in the work. Clown lowering its own levels aggressively. Oh, this is really an effective mirror shield. You don't always see them activate, and so I don't think we've seen them not activate yet for Septic when a monster has used a spell.
Reven finds a sword, an iron sword. He equips it immediately, but unluckily for him, that's a cursed weapon, so he's stuck with it.
Yep. Not ideal, and that'll be lowering his accuracy and dodge chances until that status effect, which is getting his state display portrait a little cranky.
Oh yeah, Grumpy Co. All the time.
It's very cute. Oh, that could have gone very bad for Septic in fine Septic tradition. But not today apparently, so...
Second time
good for him.
Work on him. What is up with that?
Yeah, who knows? Maybe the tower figures it's been mean enough. I say, describing a state of affairs which has never occurred in the history of Azure Dreams. The tower never thinks it's been mean enough.
Oh yeah, it will be mean when it needs to be mean. It's probably just like, giving them something to lower their defenses.
Yeah, that sounds sensible enough.
Not a fun situation for Reven.
It's just lying in wait.
Reven is having a little bit trouble finding an elevator on floor 7, while Septic already reached floor 10, and now he sees an elevator to floor 11. That's probably where we will not see Earth Shield for a while, but the Mirror Shield will be definitely useful. Those trigger-happy Griffons, we've got a chance now to fight back.
Mm-hmm. This is a rough little pincer that Rev ended up in. There's a decurse, but that's not enough to free him from Grumpy Co.
Oh, so Septic also got Grumpy. He found the letter. Mm-hmm. The letter is cursed. Oh, okay, that makes sense.
He will need a Curel herb, which is unlikely to happen.
Yeah, this is something that they needed also in the previous run for the battle.
Oh, Septic finding a go down trap. Normally there are go up traps, but the randomizer has arranged it so that instead there are go down traps. While those can be beneficial, I don't think that they're going to consider it in these circumstances.
Oh yeah, definitely way too late for that. And the floor layout is not supporting for that trap to be beneficial at this stage.
Because the way that'll work for the who's unaware of how this thing we've hacked up works is go down traps basically recreate the floor you were just on to send you down there, which means that all the items come back. But that's only good if there are items you want.
Exactly. There is one more caveat to that. Technically, going down a floor can generate some new eggs due to the fact that like every time you enter the floor, there is a hidden egg point counter that is increased. But again, in this run, our runners are not really using familiar, so the eggs can be just used as weapons rather than than something that you could catch.
And there's that cursed leather shield, just in case one more curses. And this is Reven going to get the septic special? Not quite, but this looks to be a pretty dangerous situation.
Oh, luckily for Reven, he still has like plenty of inventory to deal with this situation. He probably not worried that much.
Yeah, we'll see how long they can keep this up. So far, SepticTank is doing pretty well, but the inventory is mostly consumables, and that means that it could empty out very quickly.
Yeah, they're both level 5, and I think Septic will stay level 5 till he dies. There is nothing really at this point in time that he could use to level up. Meanwhile, Reven has that Noah Ice Ball. The moment he finds some powerful water monsters, he can use it and level up. Maybe a Kraken, maybe even something later on. But yeah, there is a way to gain level and get a little bit more HP for survivability.
Septic using that Garuda as sort of a block of the path while it stays peacefully asleep. Which is a bit of good fortune there.
That's the thing that in Commander Route, you definitely need to count, at least whenever it's possible, on lifting monsters. It has like a 5 out of 8 chance to be successful, but the thing is that like to conserve resources, you usually want to do pickup, but you do pickup knowing that you are able to survive a hit. And so far, they're both able to survive that hit, but soon when you get to a little bit more powerful monsters, 39 HP at level 5 will be way too little to even survive a single hit. That's why it's gonna be
There's
a
that go down trap.
Oh, Reven hits again as well, the go down trap. Nice.
Little unity there.
I don't think that. Oh yeah, there you go. Reven is using Sea Seed and Noah Rice will be used, so I think he will gain a level or 2 with that. Okay, yeah, there you go.
Just the one.
Yeah. Quite the lead on Septic sides. He's already on floor 16. Reven is floor 11. But Septic is very familiar with playing without familiar. This is more or less any percent. It's his territory. He knows what he's doing. So I would more or less assume that that Septic will be a little bit faster here.
Yeah, that's something that we've seen in these races, in this match in general, is when Septic can go fast, he can go very fast, while Reven's style tends to be a little bit more methodical, which doesn't lend itself quite as well to Commando, but does occasionally find him things he needs.
And and
the go down trap again!
And
Will Reven escape before 10-11 loop, everybody?
One day, maybe.
It could happen.
Okay, pickup didn't work, second pickup worked. We're good. Quite many Garudas floor 16 for Septic. He sees an elevator, but there are 2 other Garudas coming. Will he be able to make there before the Garudas?
It's a flock of Garudas.
Now 3 of them are coming in Septic's direction. What will he do? He doesn't really have... That Holy Bell would have been perfect, but he needs to step into the room before he would be able to use it. Okay, it seems that there's only 1 Garuda now? Yeah, there you go. Luckily for Septic, there was another exit. He's able to pick that one up, and floor 17.
Okay, good for Septic. Septic. Also, Reven has escaped the Groundhog Day loop.
Finally. Okay, Reven, this is the moment when you use Mirror Shield. Go for it. Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Yep. And that's a lot of damage. If the Griffin tries that again, it's over for Reven.
Will he be able to find an elevator before that? Okay, now you're in a room, buddy. In the rooms, Griffons are very happy to use that spell. What do you do?
That's a good question.
Mirror Shield? No, medicinal. Okay, that's option as well.
Now I suppose, yeah, pickup works. Then you chuck it out an entrance.
Pickup works as long as it works. If it doesn't, then you're gonna have bad time.
60% of the time it works every time.
Oh yeah. What do you do, buddy? An egg.
Oh, now we're seeing what's in the egg. It's a Manawila egg. Pretty nice, and especially useful given the elemental advantage it has. Though, up and there goes Septic.
Septic died to a
That's
picket.
floor to a picket. Death by 1,000 paper cuts.
Oh, I don't think that they were paper cuts at this level. I didn't see exactly.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah, probably that picket at this level is quite powerful.
But we will have to see what happens, because it's not about who dies first. It's about who gets to the highest floor the fastest. And right now, oh, that's not good. Right now, Septic still has that lead. We'll see if he can hold on to it, or if Reven's approach will see a final victory.
I still think Reven has like a sort of good position still because he's got no Rise Ball. He is able to deal with water monsters and also technically wind monsters because it's powerful enough. So yeah,
he has a lot of wind seeds. So there's at least some situations he can get out of that maybe Septic wouldn't have been able to. We'll see if one of those will be the situation that helps him.
Yeah, Holy Bell, that's perfect. Okay, yeah, that's one of the situations. You're pincered by 2 newels. Yeah, just no Arise and you can walk away. And there you go, 2 levels.
2 levels.
That's already so good. Pickets will be definitely dealing less damage. In this kind of setup, pickets are actually very dangerous when you are low level. That double attack speed makes it so that first of all you cannot run away from them, and they will always deal at least 1 attack per turn, no matter what you're doing. And if you're trying to fight them, it will be 2 attacks per turn. So you have to like brace for an impact against pickets. Luckily for Reven, at this level, level 8, he should probably be in a little bit better situation.
And that's good because that leather shield isn't all that helpful in this regard.
Let's see.
Same thing happened with the Manaweva and the Warp Trap.
I wanted to see Reven use that Warp Trap to his advantage, but he opted not to.
Makes sense. He doesn't know where he's going to end up. And I think in this case, maybe not knowing where you're going to end up is more dangerous than otherwise. And like this is not a great situation Reven finds himself in.
Okay, sleep and run away, but there is another Garuda coming. So if this Garuda wakes up now, Reven is done for. Luckily for him, it didn't wake up yet. Okay, so you do this to
Lucky dodge.
But what do you do about this Garuda? You're pushing it, Reven.
Yeah, this is not good.
That looks dead.
This looks bad. This looks like it's all over but the crying. Well, I suppose Reven wouldn't have to cry too hard. He did actually take the match. It's just a friendly third. Oh, that is just luck. That is just luck, everybody.
That is beautiful. What do you mean luck? That was calculated, obviously.
Leather shield.
Reven is
The
just
Leather Cartel is delighted. That was. Fortune has smiled on Reven tonight. That explains a lot. Okay, not that much, but explains certainly that moment.
We know that if Reven went where he was going, he would have gotten to elevator room, and I think he will have a chance to do it, right? Yes, there you go. As long there unfortunately there's another
It's
Garuda.
the Garuda party.
Yeah, it's coming.
More Garuda party.
Will you go for a pickup? Yeah, there you go. That's the only thing that you have to do. Just pick up and win. So Reven reaches the same floor as Septic. For Reven to win the match, he needs to go above.
Go one higher. He's in a little bit more secure of the situation, but the inventory difference has almost evaporated. Not quite. Almost. And there goes that Earth Shield, but he's not likely to have really wanted it again. Not with so little of the game left. It would have still been useful.
Yeah,
But
actually,
he's not cursing his name.
Okay, we can see that those pickets still do like 4 to 5 damage to Reven. So yeah, that's a fun thing.
Amounts to pretty much, and there's a Mana Weaver for certain.
We can deal with it using the Noah Rice. He just needs to know which of the items is Mana Weaver. And then there you go. You can see that the one on the that he's facing right now is a Mana Weaver. It was able to be seen from the minimap. Good job, Reven.
Nicely done. Handled that slow and steady.
Picket is going to be Picket, not going to play nice. Yeah, he wants to...
That's an exceedingly rude Picket, and...
Oh, there is another Picket coming.
Reven, you can't just stand there and wait for the Picket to try and steal from
you.
Oh!
Reven will...
how is this gonna go?
I think only one way. No matter what you do,
yep,
there
it is.
There you go.
There it is. SepticTank takes match 3. He will be getting an interview.
Yeah, I'm asking our runners to get them into the channel. Okay. So let's see when can we get them here. If you have any questions, chat, this is the moment right now. Please type them out. We'll ask them. Septic is almost here, and Reven as well. Just give him a second to move. Oh, come on, buddies. I can see that you're here.
Yep, and there's Reven seeing that kid.
Oh yeah, there you go. Both of them joined now. We were waiting for you quite a while. But
hello.
Beautiful matches.
Thank you.
You know, both of you. My immediate thought is, Reven, how did that dodge feel?
It felt so good. And there wasn't a trap on the next step. I was gonna use the Holy Bell, but I was pretty sure the Garuda could still hit me, so I took an extra step, hoping it wasn't bomb or slam or, something bad. and I was good. I was good.
But it didn't matter in the end. You actually died on the same floor as Septic did. Septic just died a little bit earlier than you. And I was like already typing first, like, because your situation with those Garudas in earlier floor was so bad. I was already typing, hey, Septic GG, you win. And I was like,
No,
okay, I
no,
didn't press
you.
enter on that one.
Oh man, you have no
then
faith. No faith.
Then when you got to floor 17, I was already typing GG, Reven, you win. But then you proved me wrong. I had to like type it again.
Apparently, the official like bad luck charm is typing is if Chai starts out deciding who wins.
Oh yeah.
That is the way to survive or not survive situations.
True that. But speaking of, Septic, tell us your thoughts on the games.
Do I have to?
We would like to hear it.
The first round is entirely my fault. Like, I should not have died there. I could have died to a miss. That would have been much nicer than, you know, walking in line with the flame. I knew the flame wouldn't actually line up with me and the Batnell, but I also wanted him to, like, if I would have moved up left, the flame would have just followed me, and it wouldn't have lined up next to the Batnell. So my thoughts were I wanted to get an extra hit and not risk the miss, but I also didn't want to give the flame a chance simultaneously, and by walking in line with it, I did. So that was just huge error. I should have just ate a medicinal herb. That would have been good. Round 2, the pickets was what really destroyed me. They took a holy bell, and they took the water crystal, and I fused my Batnell with the metal. So either of those items would have helped me deal with that situation where my Batnell died the second time. Either of those items would have just been enough. That extra defense would have allowed my Batnell to stay in that fight and mix magic with me for the last hit of the Viper.
Mm-hmm. That was an unfortunate bit of self-healing AI.
Yeah, I mean, he was at 1 health. There was no way he wasn't gonna do it. I just didn't think about it. I don't run with Batnell all that often.
I actually have a question regarding game 1 for you, Septic, because both of you actually did fuse, what was it, metal and, no, it wasn't metal.
That was
Flame
Flame,
and Snowman.
Flame.
and
Something
Snowman.
that, Snowman, yeah. Do you remember that you have an AoE magic with Snowman?
Yes.
Because there was this one room where you had like 3 fire monsters and you were fighting them, all
No,
of them separately.
the snowman that has the blade mix magic.
No, wait. Then.
The wait.
Oh, it was.
No, yeah, you're wrong.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
the
was
first
in game
round there
2.
is no
yeah,
way.
yeah. The
Yeah, I did.
second time was the one with
Conflict.
the AoE.
Yeah, my bad. It was like
That
second
didn't get
game.
used all that often on Septic. Reven, I think, used it a lot more generously. Reven, I was really impressed with just how many different types of uses you got out of that Batnell. I guess that is why that is your avatar.
he is my boy. Especially when you start off with him, instead of evolving from the mule, he's a pretty decent fighter. He has decent HP. I mean, he's not an Atlas or anything, but with the metal fusion and then finding the water crystal, he was pretty tanky. He has good mix magic. His eating habits makes the AoE magic that much, spammable. I love him. He's my boy. He did me right today.
Yeah, I really like that strategy where you were doing, lifting a Garuda and at the same time healing yourself. So basically, you had like a infinite amount of the lifts at the expense of time, of course, for the heal.
Yeah,
But
yeah, and that
strategy.
was kind of and that seed was kind of instrumental because I didn't really have a lot of attack options outside of my mix magic. So some things just weren't feasible to kill, like the Garudas. I mean, I could have killed them, but I would have taken a lot of damage. So I felt like it was easier and faster to just go for the lift, even if I had to heal myself once or twice. It was probably faster that way, just relying on the 65% chance or whatever it is. I did fail a few times. I ended up spending quite a bit of time healing myself in the long term, but in the moment, I think it was worth it. Considering the inventory I had, which wasn't really. I mean, I had like Oleems and stuff, but I don't want to use an Oleem on a Garuda, you know.
I feel you.
That makes a lot of sense.
And Septic, I also have like one thing for you. I was really pleased when I saw that you were exploiting the turn order on that Kraken. That was really nice, because that's not something that we see every day.
Yeah, I didn't really want that Kraken to continue following me. I saw him skip a turn, and that's the sign. He also
But when
just
it's
woke
already
up,
set
that's
up.
the trigger. Yeah.
So also question to you, Septic. How did you feel for once not being affected by Septic special?
Oh, that felt really good. I was like game over when I saw that cage come down, because usually like there's two different situations where you could trip the trap and then nothing happened, or you could trip it, it'll attempt activation but miss. And so once I saw that cage, I was like, rip. And then nothing happened. I was like, oh.
And it happened twice.
At least something good happened during this during this set.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that was some hard luck. You were, I think, fairly often in the lead, but that's also because you were fairly often commando.
Yeah.
Did you fuse and go with Snowman in the first seed?
I kept the flame form.
Oh, I was running around having tons of fun breaking every obstacle. It was great.
I don't know. I felt like representing Sen Knight's boy. And
I mean,
you see what
yeah,
happened with that.
yeah, but like having discovered break obstacle and seeing how well it worked for plushie, there was just no way I could let it just pass it up. I still got the bark proof from the fuse and all that, so oh man, it was a tough choice though.
And my thoughts was I wanted to keep flames, the spell that comes with flame, as my main spell. So I leveled him up to 2 and let him take over the fusion. That way the mixture magic from Snowman wouldn't be half and half or taking priority.
Yeah, I get
Didn't want to
that.
have to command the Blizzard Sword all the time.
Yeah, that is
My-
one that I noticed that Reven mostly did not seem to be too worried about that in any of the matches where he used it.
No, yeah, in the first seed, I knew I wanted the Snowman, and I knew there was no way to, at least that early, because I didn't have a Leva fruit or whatever it's called. There was no way I could get the sword mixed magic higher level and still have the Snowman win. So I figured I was gonna be using break obstacle, which is something you have to command anyway fairly frequently. So I wasn't too concerned about the spell being different. Especially on the early floors, being water, most of the things that I would hit with mixed magic anyway doesn't really matter too much which spell goes off. Sure, the sword is a little faster, but they actually, I think the other one's actually a little stronger early on. But in the second seed, I probably should have leveled up the Batnail once just for the ease of use, but I really wasn't concerned about that either. Because of the way the Batnail eats, I wasn't really worried about it consuming 4 MP. And Chai did do a little work into how the spells, when they're the same level, function, and I kind of remembered some of it. or at least I thought I did, and I was kind of banking on that for the most part. And when it came into a situation where I needed one or the other, I just commanded it anyway. So I wasn't really too worried about it.
It makes sense.
I actually completely forgot that I did dig into this one. Nice to hear that you listen to me sometimes.
Sometimes I don't fully understand it, but I listen.
Oh, that's good to hear.
I
But
think that just about covers it in it, unless we have any other thoughts or questions.
I don't see any questions in the chat. Anything from you guys?
I told you I could make it past floor 8.
You could make it past floor 8 2 out of 3 times.
You guys, well, the one time you didn't let me, but you guys
Oh, that's a good point.
You guys have been on my case about that, so I had to prove I can make it past floor 8, and I even made it past floor 20, Septic.
So now it's a
You
new.
saw Viper Town.
I did.
It's a new level for Septic. Can he make it past floor 3?
Well, you know what they say that when you like set expectations low, it makes it all that much more impressive when you overcome them, and that has been certainly my Azure Dreams career thus far. Or
Yeah.
My next
I
goal is
recommend it
to,
as a strategy.
my next
next
goal is
time-
to die on floor 2.
I don't think that you can do it.
Oh,
Prove me wrong.
I probably will.
I think you wanted to do it in one of the. I think it was in the third seed when you started roaming around with Earth Shield. So maybe that was your goal.
I was
That Earth
trying.
Shield
Man.
put in work, man. I got
did.
great use out of that. But
also, Reven, I'm sorry about. Yeah, I'm not sorry, but like, the Groundhog Day loop was funny. Where you just repeatedly hit that go down trap.
I avoided the one room because I was pretty sure that's where the trap was, and I didn't remember what spot it was on. So I just doubled back and went a different way. And I'm like, oh, it wasn't even in that room. Yeah, I must have done, what was it, like floor 13 or something? I don't know. I did
10
that.
and 11, I think.
I did that floor like 3 or 4 times. I felt really, really dumb. I didn't even get anything. I was only getting wind seeds for it too. I felt really dumb.
Happens.
Yeah, happens to the best of us. But yeah, so just to summarize, Septic was actually a winner of the previous tournament, and in previous tournament, Reven and Septic didn't play against each other, but in this tournament, Septic was the one who kicked Reven out of the winners bracket. Now they met in the losers bracket. Reven wins, so thank you, Septic, for playing. It was beautiful display throughout the whole tournament, but now it's Reven who will play against Wooga in the big finals. We will have the finals next week. We don't know exactly yet when, but it's gonna be best of 5 rather than best of 3, so we'll have plenty of Azure Dreams for you. And the caveat there is that this is a double elimination tournament, so if Reven wins the next match, he is not immediately crowned the champion. Wooga will have another chance, so there is a possibility of yet another finals with best of 5 in 2 weeks. But we don't know what happens. We will see that in a week when Wooga will face off against Reven.
Yep, and in the meanwhile, we have that booklist showcase happening on Saturday, and that's going to be exciting. If you want to hear more about this or any other Azure Dreams action, or any other community action, we are currently working on planning out our, Thanksgiving weekend activities as a server, and so I would recommend that as well. Be sure to check out our Discord.
It's a really fun place for everyone who loves this game. You don't need to necessarily be a speedrunner. If you just like the game, want to talk about anything, very welcoming community. Please visit us and you will see for yourself. But in the meantime, I guess that's gonna be it. Thank you everyone again. Thank you chat for watching the match with us here, and thank you Speed Gaming for hosting this tournament. Yeah, that's all I have to say. Good night, folks.
Good night.
Not everybody.
Good night.
Bye.
Bye bye.